Hey, instead of trying to convince him to be a better man, get a better man. Happy Saturday. I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all start your day off productive.
Okay, what is up guys? Today I'm doing another commentary video. Today I'm talking about incompetent relationships, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot to discuss in this. I've been creating notes for this like on and off for a little while, so I'm like, hopefully it sounds cohesive, hopefully y'all like it. I don't know, it's just been really a lot. It's been very hectic in my little world, so there's that. If you're new, subscribe, like this video, comment, make sure you like. I already said that. Okay. Make sure you check out my podcast, Pretty Open-Minded, on Spotify, YouTube, and it's also available on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you share, it helps me out a lot. What else do I say? Turn on post notifications if I can't remember anything else. I don't know. Hopefully you do. I don't know if y'all have been noticing a recent trend of people becoming more, I guess, vulnerable on the internet. So they're like oversharing a lot more, and I feel like there hasn't been a lot of limitations with that, because I feel like if you overshare too much about, especially about your relationship, I just feel like you're lonely or you need to get the handle with a therapist, because honestly it gets to a point where it's like, okay, like if you overshare too much about your relationship and how your partner doesn't do enough for you, then people are going to be dragging you through the mud and calling you dumb and all these things. A bird. The new one that I've been seeing in the not the YouTube streets, the TikTok streets, is bird brain, because everyone is just so comfortable calling each other birds. And I understand a lot of people are just comfortable being birds, and you just gotta have to like let that fly. There's been people just posting like how crappy their relationships are. I've seen so many videos over the last few years of people showing that they don't help them with the baby. Whenever they're sick, they don't help them. A lot of things that I would be like quick to just cut them off over, they're still staying, you know what I mean? Weaponized incompetence has been the new buzzword on the web lately, but I feel like it's for a good reason, because I do feel like the men in the videos do know what they're doing, and since their partner, their girlfriend, is probably not like saying anything, like some of them might address it, but then there's also a good chunk of women that probably won't address it and will be probably like trying to sweep it under the rug and try to be cordial, all these things, so it doesn't create a tense environment. But you know, it shouldn't lead to an argument. If that's what's happening, like it shouldn't lead to an argument. If that's how you feel, it shouldn't lead to an argument, you know what I mean? But you know, a lot of people take it as an attack on their character, so they're like, oh my god, oh shit, I almost fell, oh my god, I was just trying to grab for this. Y'all didn't see that. See it as like an attack on their character, so of course they're going to be defensive. Like a couple months ago, like late last year, I saw this video. If I can find it, I'll put it in here. But there's this girl that was pregnant, right? She was talking about how she asked her man to make her like food, right? Come to find out, when he was making her food, like he didn't cook the burger all the way, and it was inherently raw. Like the majority of it was raw. It wasn't a little bit raw. It wasn't like it was medium rare. No, it was completely raw. I think it was only cooked on the outside. The whole inside was raw. Okay, so I remember making like a little video about it, because I remember that she was like clapping back on people that were saying that like she was dumb for staying with him, and she basically like said that she forgave him for what he did, you know. And I'm just like, girl, I'm saying in the video that if you bit that, which it looked like it was bitten into, your baby could have gotten hurt, you could have gotten hurt, y'all could have, like, you could have lost the baby eating that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm showing y'all facts. I try to be very factual in my videos, but I don't think he understands how dangerous that was. Anyone is not supposed to be eating, like, no one is supposed to be eating raw food unless it's like an animal, okay? Like, even like dogs can have raw meat, right? But most of us want to cook it because we're like, well, we cook our food, so you know what I mean. But a person is not supposed to be eating it unless it's like certain foods, you know what I mean. So there's that. I don't know if y'all remember me posting that video the other day where I was talking about this girl posting a video of her man serving her a raw hamburger. So I guess she made a response video because a lot of people have been talking about it and they were feeling some type of way about it because they were concerned about her and her baby's health. Basically, she came on here and was like downplaying the fuck out of the situation. Basically, she said that she posted it to be petty and it wasn't really that big of a deal, pretty much. She said that once she pointed out that it was raw, off camera, he immediately fixed it. How come we didn't see the update? How come we didn't see that he fixed it? Are we sure that you didn't fix it? I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I just feel like it's a really annoying that she's downplaying this whole situation. She's like, it wasn't abuse. Just because we were having that one argument, it wasn't abuse. And that is true. Like, not every situation is abusive, but this is the first impression that we have of you. And that first impression was very odd. You guys got into an argument. He made you food. He got an attitude for you asking for food and then served you a raw hamburger. Like, it was raw. Like, there were, and then he had the nerve to put some sauce on it. I saw that there was like a little bit of barbecue sauce. Like, it was weird. I just think it's weird that she's making all these weird indirect posts because people have been addressing it, and I guess she's been really like upset about it. She's been turning off her comments over this situation because she feels like it wasn't a big deal. But if you ingested that, you would have gotten a miscarriage, babes. So take that seriously. You're 6 months pregnant and we're just looking out for you. But she's mad that we're looking out for her. You know what I mean? You can't save him. What did J. Cole say? Let me turn it up so y'all can hear it, okay? I just remember feeling so sick in my stomach just reading the comments of her just defending this man, and she was getting dragged through the mud because she was still like, well, I'm gonna stay with him, you know, it was just a mistake. Y'all are too forgiving, and that's the problem on social media. When they post these videos of their incompetent partners, they will like fight for their lives in the comments, or they'll make a response video saying, oh, it was just a joke, or it just wasn't that deep, like y'all just need to like let it die because I got over it, so y'all should go over it. But the thing is, like, I feel like they post these things for numerous reasons, okay? I'm gonna list off the reasons. For one, I feel like it could be rage bait. That is like my biggest thing. I'm always thinking I'm being rage baited because I've been on the internet for way too damn long. I feel like on TikTok it's a lot more normalized on there because everyone is trying to get their coin, trying to get cheap laughs, all these things to make money off the video, whether it's scripted or not. So there's that. But people, like, the whole point also, I want to say this because a lot of people always say their videos, like, start off their videos with like, oh, I didn't know it was gonna blow up. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay, whenever you post these type of videos, I feel like you know that there's a huge possibility it's gonna go viral. Everyone's algorithm is like catered to them, right? But the most things I feel like gets a lot of attention is negative things, negative relationships, negative like parents, like toxic dynamics from families, relationships, like those are constantly getting so much attention, right? But when it comes to them, like, some of them are like really small creators, and you could tell that they don't want, like, they probably want to get to that point where they get paid. But I just hate when they're like, oh, I didn't know it was gonna blow up. I was born in the morning, but not this morning, okay? You knew the way that you formulated your little caption, you knew the way that you chose the trending sound, which is probably the saxophone sound effect from Boys in the Hood. You knew, you did all the things to potentially make you go viral. The fact that y'all are just thinking that this is cute, a lot of y'all think that this is funny, it's very worrisome to me, because I just see these videos and I'm just like, okay, like, being single is not that bad. The way that y'all like portray it to be like this horrible thing, it's really not that bad. It's actually not that bad. But the way that people are just like, oh my god, it's like the worst thing in the world, like I'd rather just be with someone that's super incompetent, it bugs me, because I'm just like why what is wrong with being single? Like, I would rather go to bed not knowing I'm being stressed out by a man. I sleep peacefully knowing I'm not getting stressed out by a man. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like relationships stress me out a lot, and I'm already a naturally stressed out person, so why would I just add those things into my life? Why would I just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna add more stress in my life? No, I just can't. I cringe whenever people just think them being incompetent, not knowing how to do things is like the weirdest thing. Like, why do people think that's cute? Why do they think that shit is cute? Why do they think that we're all gonna laugh too? I think that's weird.
Want to know how narcissists get away with doing nothing while making you feel like you're the difficult one? They forget, they mess up, and they make you pick up the slack. It's not just forgetfulness, it's not a quirk of theirs, it's like deliberate neglect. They remember what benefits them and they forget what requires effort of them. And if you call them out, they'll play dumb, they'll act confused, or they'll turn it back on you. Here's how strategic incompetence works. I'm sorry for my voice. They'll forget your boundaries. You told them 100 times not to talk to their ex, not to joke about your insecurities, not to cross certain lines. But every time it's like, oops, I didn't realize it, or I didn't mean to. Because if they pretend to be clueless, they never have to take responsibility. Genius. They're bad at things they don't want to do. Suddenly they can't cook, clean, take care of responsibilities, do basic adult tasks, but somehow they manage just fine when it's for themselves or something that they care about. The goal is to make you so frustrated that you just handle everything yourself. This is their way of like purposefully lowering your expectations, because the more they fail at something, the more you stop asking, and the more that they like forget your needs, the more you stop expressing them. And before you know it, you're doing everything while they sit back and just act helpless. And this isn't about incompetence, it's about control. The best way to stop it is to stop picking up the slack, because the second they realize that their helplessness doesn't get them what they want, they will magically start remembering everything real quick.
My other theory of why people do this is to use it as an outlet, okay? That's fair. Okay, some people probably feel ashamed talking about this with their close loved ones, because it is embarrassing to post how toxic your relationship is, okay? And the fact that he doesn't, like, these videos show that these people don't know how to do the basics of things. It's concerning. It's either they've been coddled for a long time, or like, I don't know how to explain it, but like they're coddled for a long time, or they're used to people doing stuff for them, so they never been challenged and wasn't told to do it on their own.
He purposely poured milk here. It didn't spill anywhere. He hid the milk kind of like this with the egg thing there. I didn't notice it at first. No spills on the side, no spills down. So a bottle couldn't have spilled and went there. A bottle can't even fit on that shelf. The only way you can do it is by slowly pouring milk on that shelf.
I understand the oversharing thing, okay? When I was going through it, wasn't in therapy, just was really down in my luck, I used to overshare a lot of things about my life that I don't really talk about. And I used to think, oh, this is a way for me to connect. This is a way to get my feelings out. And then at the time, I feel like it did work. But then over time, I started cringing at my old videos when they would come up as a memory on my TikTok. And I'm like, why the fuck did I post that? What possessed me to post that? You know? Like, I get embarrassed, but it's also like I can't really blame myself, because since I also saw a lot of people doing it, I was like, well, I guess it's normal to. And the way that people overshare now, like I see people's last breaths, I see fights, I see a lot of really weird things on the internet now because people just don't have a limit to oversharing. And I feel like that's probably another video in itself, because I feel like a lot of people are probably getting fatigued and getting overwhelmed with how many people overshare things. Like, it's cool to like not know that it's not you going through it, but it's also like it's all over your feed a lot of the time. So that's honestly why I just kind of resorted to watching squishy videos for the last few weeks, because if I don't, I will literally spiral. Like, I hate seeing depressing things on my For You page. I like seeing like happy things, but like since people are just becoming more and more open about their feelings, and a lot of people think that that's helpful, I can't really say much, you know? Sometimes I feel like a lot of times they should not be, like they should just keep it in the drafts, because honestly I feel like posting it makes you look bad depending on the circumstance. Like posting something about your boyfriend not knowing, like I see a lot of people talk about how their boyfriends don't brush their teeth, and then they have to like tell them to brush their teeth. Like I just saw a girl say like she was like fangirling over Jake Weber liking her post, right? And a person in the comments was like, do you, not the guy that had the moldy toothbrush, you know, like he went viral a couple months ago because he had a moldy toothbrush. And I'm like, in my head, I saw the toothbrush, okay? I saw it, but I'm like, how does it get to that point? Because technically you're supposed to change it every 3 months. It looked like he changed them once a year, maybe once every other year, because the way how it was so dirty and caked up with mold, I was just like, even now I'm like kind of getting nauseous. Oh god, she was like, damn, like I can't even say it. She was like basically saying like it's not even that big of a deal because I was telling my ex-boyfriend to brush his teeth every day. What do you mean? Why are y'all babying your, why are y'all coddling your partner so much? Like, what is the point of being with someone that you have to take care of? And they're not sick. These people are able-bodied. But what makes y'all want to stay? In all honesty, like I'm not trying to troll. I'm like actually being so effing for real. What makes y'all stay? Because I personally don't see any benefits in staying with someone that's super incompetent. I find it really frustrating. Like, you can't form a sentence on your own. You can't, you know, figure out your big boy feelings. You have to like bottle it up, or like, I don't know. I find it absolutely insane.
I need to whisk together the 400 milliliters, 15 milliliters of, shit, that was 6 grams, never mind, and 6 grams
So many people are just like, well, it's just not that big of a deal. Like, let's not settle, okay? Let's not settle. Another reason for people that are doing this, probably because they think it's funny. People have a weird way of coping sometimes, right? And this can be a way of them coping with what they're going through right now. So they're like, oh, like this is just a way to think that I'm being relatable, because people think that when they post these things that they are being relatable. But I mean, it probably is relatable to some of the public, but not all of the public. You know, some people just would rather not be single, and they would rather settle for something like this, and they think that that's like the best thing on the earth. Like, oh my god, at least I don't have to be sleeping alone, because that's what people are worried about a lot of the times, like sleeping alone. But is that really the worst thing? I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking too much into it, you know. I don't know, I get bamboozled, I get whiplash when I see these type of videos, because I'm just like, am I being rage baited? Like, is this really happening? You clicked post and you felt comfortable posting that. Why? And you're not embarrassed? Because girl, I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed if I'm getting dragged through the mud and I'm making videos like back to back, like it's not that big of a deal, we're still together, we're doing well right now. Keep it in the drafts. Like, I'm telling you from person to person, keep it in the drafts. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm being dead ass, because honestly, it saves you the embarrassment. If you can't handle the people that are coming after you, my camera's dying. This is beautiful. Hold up. Okay, well, I tried my camera, and my coaster that I just made like a couple months ago broke. That is very disappointing, because I kind of like the color, but it happens. That's why I hate air dry clay, because it cracks so effing easily. Like, they keep saying like, oh, add water, like it will keep intact, it's like glue, and then whenever I do it, it cracks, it breaks. Like, I don't even like using it anymore. I don't even know why I bought it. But anyways, but basically what I was saying was, if you can't handle people coming after you, your relationship, and you're getting overwhelmed and you feel like you need to constantly defend y'all's relationship, even though you posted it, maybe the internet is just not for you. Because honestly, like, you do have to be wary of that. You do have to be like honest with yourself. Like, if this does go viral, like, am I going to be okay emotionally? Am I gonna be okay with all the hate comments? Like, that's what I hate about content creating, honestly, because it's good. Oh, this is good. You have to be wary of people being hateful, but honestly, I feel like in this situation in particular, I feel like it's well deserved, but I don't think they care. But then again, they do care enough to make a response video. I also saw this video recently that went viral. I feel like I say that a lot, but there was this girl that was I don't know if you can consider this incompetent, but I think it's just kind of annoyance. I feel like it's insufferable. But there was this guy and this girl that was out. It looks like a coffee date, and the guy looked visibly annoyed, right? She aims the camera like outside the window to see if people are watching her film, and then she points it back at them, and then she points his like how do I explain it, like she drags his hat down or something, and he's like, okay, I'm getting annoyed. And then she's like, you're getting annoyed? And he's like, yeah, this is just too much. This is too much. And everyone was on the dude's side, because I think she's probably the type of content creator that's takes a bajillion pictures, a bajillion videos. They probably were doing it all day, and it does kind of get exhausting. Like, I never been with someone that constantly feels the need to take pictures every 2 seconds, but I am the type of person that takes pictures of food, pictures of the ambiance, but I try to do it really fast when we're taking pictures of food and we're already hungry, because I don't want to like make everyone mad, you know. So I just quickly do it. But also, like, since I've been doing it since I was like 14, and I used to post it on my Vesco account, like, my mom kind of already knows the deal. Like, she just is like, well, you've been doing it for so long, like, I just already expect it. But personally, if I was him, I would probably get annoyed too, because why are you touching on me? Like, why? You know, like, it looked like they were just trying to sit down, and he was trying to sit down and eat and chill and hopefully think that she was gonna get her vlog over with. But like, I don't know what she thought posting that video was gonna do.
I'm getting a bit much. This is a bit much. You're taking like 45 times.
Because she looked embarrassed. She looked visibly embarrassed that he called her out. And I think she also thought that people was gonna be on her side about it. They weren't. But you do have to be considerate of other people, because honestly not everyone wants to be on camera. Not everyone wants a content creating relationship. That shit gets old. That shit gets corny as fuck. So I understand why he would get annoyed by it, because I would never like make my next partner like force them to be in my videos. Like, it sounds fun because it's like, oh my god, you're you're letting them into your life, but then I don't really see the appeal of it, because it feels like it causes a lot of like strain in your relationship, and it feels like it causes a lot of like trust issues, because some people will take it like another step, make a lot of prank videos on them, and it's just annoying. Like, it's just and then it becomes your whole life, like content creating, like making content. So I understand where he was coming from, because once you're in that mindset, like, oh, this is how I'm gonna get out, like out of the hood, like it becomes your whole focus, you know. And maybe she should just make videos on her own. I don't think it was just his day. I don't think he's even into it to begin with, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with not being into social media. Quite frankly, I feel like social media is just really toxic and insufferable the majority of the time. So I can understand why people are just not fucking with it anymore, because honestly I feel like if you're not on it, you feel so like present, and also you feel like at peace a lot of times, because you're not focusing on who's doing what, who's cheating on who, who's pregnant from high school. It's just a lot. I also grew up seeing a lot of incompetent relationships, and a lot of the women would just stay, and I used to think that shit was normal growing up, just seeing someone that you know just not doing anything and just standing around, and you're thinking like, oh, your dad's supposed to be fixing things, all these things. But my dad was actually not the one that fixed things. Like, he barely fixed things. When it came to the car, he didn't fix it. Whenever something broke down in the apartment or the house, my mom was always the one fixing it. That was just kind of like her thing. And I used to be kind of like confused on why it was always her. I didn't understand it as a kid, because I'm just like, why is she always doing it? Like, why is she always like fixing, like plumbing? Like, she did it all. Like, she literally was like the man in the house. Like, she was fixing everything. And I hate to say that, because it's just like, that's kind of sexist in a way, because it's kind of like, oh, only men fix things. Like, no, the way I phrased it sounded bad, but the way like it was in the back in the days, it seemed like only men did it, and all women did was just cook, clean, and was pregnant, stayed at home, took care of the kids, all these things, you know. But things are just a lot different now, especially with dating. Like, the women are becoming like more independent. They don't feel like they need to rely on anyone for flowers and shit, and they would rather take themselves on a date instead of like waiting for someone to do it for them. Because personally, like, I've taken myself out in so many dates already, and I find them good. I find them peaceful. I don't have to rush. I don't have to worry about, oh, like, are they feeling good? Like, I don't have to temperature check. I don't have to, you know, like, I don't have to do all the bullshit things that I used to do. Like, personally, I just kind of like caring about me. I've become a lot more selfish, and I've made like some videos about it, because I kind of have like this mini healing diaries on my TikTok, on one of my accounts, because I kind of like to document the little things that I'm trying to work on.
What is this? I gotta get out of here, guys. I'm in danger. Put her to work. Women want to care for you. The worst part is, most of these he's not been watching all the way through. He watched this one beginning to end.
Sure, I went on a date with this guy, and you can probably blame it on nerves, but I just was not giving him the time or day. It seemed like he knew how to do a lot of things, and I had to help him with so many things during the date. Like, And I was just so turned off because we went to Dave and Buster's. Actually, no, first we were supposed to go bowling. That was like the whole plan. And I was like, okay, like I got all cute and dressed up for bowling. I was thinking it was gonna be fun. We go to the bowling alley. And since the music was bumping, it was so loud that I couldn't really hear what he was saying. But he asked the lady, like, how much is a lane for an hour. He was like saying it's like $100 for an hour. And so he storms off and he's like telling me I'm not paying $100 for a freaking lane. Like, I almost slapped her. Like, you want to slap a woman for doing her job? That's what really like opened my eyes, because I'm like, what do you mean you want to slap her because what do you mean you want to slap her? So he's like, what do you want to do now? What do you want to do? Because I don't know what, you know, like he was already, like he was hot. And we're just in the parking lot just trying to figure out what to do. And I'm just like, this is so fucking embarrassing. Like, I don't need, like, you're arguing with me like you're my man already. Like, no. So I was like, so he basically put it all on me to figure it out. And I was like, well, there's a Dave and Buster's somewhere around here. And then he's like, okay, like we'll go. So we go, and he couldn't even figure out how to get to the place because he was going through like the Costco, because there was like a Costco and a Dave and Buster's, and it gets really weird, but he was going through the Costco parking lot through like where the gas stations are. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I literally said, what are you doing? And then the way he drove, it was like he just found out about driving like yesterday. Like, it was like his first time on earth. He was speeding. He was swerving a lot because he kept looking at his phone because he wanted to change the music every 2 seconds. Like, I felt so unsafe and so scared. I literally thought I was gonna die because he just did not seem to care about safety or anything. And then we get to Dave and Buster's, and he didn't know that people are not at the kiosk anymore because of COVID. Things have changed, and he didn't know that. And he was like, why aren't they here? Like, what happened to them being at the kiosk? Like, I remember them being at the kiosk, and I was like, it's just not, that stopped being a thing like a long time ago, you know? And he's like complaining about it. And then he gets one of the cards that you're supposed to load money on, and he grabbed it but didn't pay for it. And I was like, hey, you're supposed to pay for that and add money on it. And he was like, oh. Mind you, he's 25. What do you mean you didn't know? What do you mean you didn't know? And then he's like trying to put his debit card in this thing, and he just would not figure out how to like get the chip to read. And I'm just like, and I'm seeing people like gathering behind us, like forming a longer line, and I'm just like, ugh, we're not even through the doors, and I'm like so irritated. Like, who wants to be irritated the whole date, you know? So then I don't even know how I got in this conversation, but it does relate to incompetency, because that's literally all I can think of the second that I started like getting to know him more. At first, like when we first hung out, he didn't seem that bad, but he brought me Popeyes like the first time we hung out because he wanted to eat it with me or something. So I used to call him the Popeyes guy to everyone. And when he brought it to me, it looked like he ate out of it. It looked like it was picked at like as he was driving to my neighborhood. So I was like, he was like showing it to me as he was getting out of the car, and it looked cold too. Mind you, I live near a Popeyes, so it shouldn't be cold, you know? And he's like, do you still want it? And I was like, no thanks, I ate before I got here. And I really did. And I just remember it looking so gross, and it just looked like a lot of the food was missing, and I was just so like grossed out. Like, it didn't look like he bought anything for himself. And I'm just like, I don't understand what's happening, you know? I don't know what's happening. And then at the freaking Dave and Buster's, like, he didn't understand, you know, where you like go on those claw machines and you can like hover around and pick up your own toy. He didn't understand that. He didn't understand it. He was like, what does it mean on this sign? And I'm like, you need to be at a certain weight, like you can't be past a certain weight because it'll break. And he just didn't understand it. And I'm just like, how do you not understand something that's so straightforward, you know? Because I've seen kids on there, I've seen adults on there, and they're very expensive things to do because you're grabbing the toy yourself. And back in the day they didn't have that in Dave and Buster's, but I just don't like the incompetency, and it just really turned me off because I just don't feel like people know how to do shit on their own anymore. And I don't find that cute. I never found that cute. Maybe like at 21 years old I would think that shit is funny, but I think if I started dating them I would get really icked out by it because I'm just like, okay, like what can you do? Can you do anything on your own? Because that's what I want to say so bad sometimes, but I'm trying to be respectful, so I bite my tongue. Me personally, I like learning things, and my mom teaches me things, okay? Because at some point I'll be getting my own place and doing my own thing, and I don't want to rely on people to do it for me, you know? And personally, it gives me some sort of power. It gives me kind of like a rush when I do things on my own, when I figure it out on my own, when I put things together. Like I remember last year we got like new furniture in the house, so we had this plan, like, oh, my brother and my mom do the table and I fix some of the chairs. Like I build some of the chairs. So we did that. Like we stayed up like really late one time fixing it and building it and putting it together. And even though some of them are a little wonky right now, do you know how happy I was finding out that I could actually do it myself? Like, and not having to rely. I used to think that doing stuff like that was so effing hard because I would see my mom like as a kid like just doing shit forever, for hours and hours, trying to build shit, and I'm just like, that shit looks so hard. But sometimes it is hard. I think honestly, like, I got the easier stuff because I got the chairs and all I had to do was just screw it in and put the legs in. I think the table was harder, but sometimes I do miss the old table. But I sold it to this really nice family last year, and they had like little kids, and I'm just like, you know what, it's gonna be used, so I know that it's like they're going to good hands. And it was just a bunch of girls, like all of us were like putting it in her truck. Like she parked into our garage and we were just like holding it, putting it in the thing, and they were so effing nice. Like, and she was like a military woman. I don't know, I find military women, like, some of them are really sexy. I'm not gonna lie. They don't even have to be studs. Some of them are just really fine, you know? I know they're straight, but it's just like some of them are just really attractive. But I remember looking, because we were talking on Facebook Marketplace, so that's how I knew. But yeah, I had that table since California, since one of my dogs was a puppy. And so it's like, it was kind of hard for me to get rid of it. But then I was like, oh, it's like wonky, and I think it's just time for something different. So I was glad that they were the ones that got it, because like I know for a fact that they would use it. Literally, well, like if I don't know something, if I don't want to ask my mom like how do you fix this, what do you do with this, I will look it up, because it's just that easy. It's just that easy. And I'm saying this in general, like it's so much fun to learn how to do things on your own. I know a lot of people find that really tedious, but honestly, like, you'll save so much money not relying on people. You don't have to stress out over like, oh, like if my boyfriend's gonna do it, you know? Like, because some people would just let that shit pile up and they won't help. And personally, I just can't have someone in my face not helping but taking all my hard-earned money and food. Personally, that's just not me. I think I'm just gonna end the video here. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Helps me out a lot, and I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye, guys.